Live from the Injured on the Go Just Call Mo studio.
It's a blast!
It's Orlando's own Tom and Dan.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. On the couch with us, comedian Sean Finnerty's here.
Hey!
How
I
you
made him
doing,
something.
Sean?
Hold on, I made him
Okay,
something.
okay.
Hold on. I gotta find it.
The comedian Sean Finnerty is on our couch today. See him at Mo's Comedy Jam on October 2nd. Hey! On October 2nd, hey, hey, hey!
There you go.
No, all right.
There you go. October 2nd, you can see this man.
At
Did you just AI a Dropkick Murphy song?
I did. I took the spirit of Dropkick Murphys,
Brilliant.
and I stole it, and I killed a rainforest. Because that's what. Do you understand
Now,
that every
you killed one plant.
Every click. No, that was layered. Every click uses 7 to 10 purple diamond coins.
Okay.
The purple diamond coins are the currency used by AI. You have to pay real money for the coins, and every time you click the button, the amount of power it is needed to create that song destroys a small city in a third world area.
that's
Just
fine.
leveled with flame.
Okay.
Leveled with flame.
I'll be honest, I haven't understood anything you've said for about a minute.
Yeah.
But I will say this, it's funny that you play that because when I first started comedy, or first started touring doing stand-up comedy, a lot of times you go to clubs and they'd be like, oh, what song do you want for an intro? And I'd always say, I don't care. And it would always be Shipping Off to Boston.
Yeah,
Whenever I didn't pick, they'd go, Shipping Off to Boston. And so
It's
eventually,
racism, right?
eventually I got to the point where I had to be like, just nothing Irish. Okay, just
Right.
play a song. Right? They're gonna know. I'm gonna get up there, I'm gonna sound like this, and they'll be like, is that an accent I detect? You know?
But if I was a club owner, it's going to be hard for me to not to play something Irish.
Because I've been
Yeah.
holding on to that song or some, element of that. I've always wanted to do that to an Irish comedian.
Yeah.
But you're not going to do that to an Asian comedian. No.
No, exactly.
You're not going to do that.
Right?
You're not going to, no. You're not doing that.
Yeah.
You're not,
Well,
I swear to
no.
God, but I would laugh if you did.
It would be brazen.
I would laugh at it,
sure.
though. I would laugh at it. If somebody did go,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it, but I'm going to want to do it.
Hey, Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Sean, you got married last November.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank
It's
you.
a big deal, man.
Yeah.
So how was it? What was the wedding like? Tell me about it.
It was amazing. I got married in Mendoza, Argentina.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We have no idea.
Close.
Yeah.
Close. Now think more of a German feel.
Which is weird.
I know.
But so why Argentina?
No, so actually my wife's mother grew up in Argentina.
Okay.
And so when we were kind of thinking about where she grew up here in Florida, my wife.
Beautiful.
But when we were deciding where to get married, she didn't want to do Florida just because it was so familiar to her, and I didn't want to do Ireland because I have 370 cousins. So,
And Argentina, beautiful.
amazing.
I mean,
amazing.
it's like it's true. Yeah, South America, man. That is it.
The food is amazing. Our backdrop was the Andes.
Really?
Yeah, we got married at a vineyard with the Andes in the backdrop.
That's awesome. Now, destination wedding. Did your friends or family like it? Did they get mad that you forced them to travel to Argentina?
No, do you know what I found?
I think that's a good man. If one of my relatives said, "Hey, you want to go to Argentina to a vineyard and eat delicious food and the backdrop's the Andes," I'd be like, "Yes, please."
So here's the deal, right? I found the people that like initially complained were the ones that just didn't show anyway. They got their little complaint in and then they didn't come.
Yeah.
No, everyone had an amazing night. It was great. I think the big thing as well was the last 5 weddings I'd been to had all been in different countries.
Yeah.
Like, of the last 6, 1 was in America, 1 was in Asia, and the other 4 were in Europe. So I was like, listen, it's my turn. We're going to Argentina.
Yeah.
And, it was great because it was a very different experience. Like, I don't think anyone at the wedding, aside from a couple of Gabriella's family, had ever been to Argentina. So like the wedding day was amazing. Obviously, everything was included, so it was open bar for the whole thing. The next day, we went to an Argentinian Premier League soccer game.
Oh, that's awesome.
South America, yeah. So I bought tickets.
Spicy soccer for everybody.
I'm talking like fireworks, flares.
Yeah.
Like the fire department and cops were on the edge of the field. The pitch had a moat around it. It was like
there's danger in the air.
Oh, it was amazing. They had big nets behind the goal, so you couldn't throw stuff at the players.
Am I wrong in saying that maybe this is the first man that I've met who planned his dream wedding?
Yeah, right.
This sounds like a man's dream wedding. Like if I'd been able to get married and then immediately go to a Premier League level soccer game where people are throwing things at the pitch, dude, that's amazing.
You should see, because right when it got dark, right at the end of I wouldn't mind. The home team are losing 1-0. They lose 1-0, but they're 1-0 down in the 90th minute, and it's just gotten dark. And next thing, the whole place lights up with flares, and it's
smoke pouring out. Oh my God, what's happening?
I have a video of it on my phone. I'll show you after.
Yeah,
I have to go to a South American soccer game because it's the closest to Running Man I'm ever gonna get to because the players have an escape tunnel just in case the fans try to kill them.
It's like this fun mix of sports and danger.
When there's moat and flares going on.
You had me at moat.
Yeah. And then you're looking at like fences, and then you're like, wait a minute, am I in danger? Who's in danger here?
Well, the referees certainly are.
And
you know what? And thank you for your service, South American soccer referees. The fact that you even get out there so we can watch you on a game day. Yeah. Thank you.
It's just
that's an awesome experience.
It's just gladiator with a ball.
So what's the wifey thing? She's into the soccer too?
Love
so
soccer.
You guys are having a great time. Oh man, this is a dream wedding.
It was a blast.
I love it.
Blast. Yeah.
So, Sean, another thing you told us recently, which I'm fascinated by, is
we're in our Tonight Show era, by the way. Should we talk about that?
Me and Daniel spent...
How long have we been working together? That would be a funny, almost 30 years working together. Because
I started interning at the radio station in 2004.
And then you and I have been writing and producing for like more than 20 years together.
Yeah.
And close to 30 years together.
And then in 20 years,
never. We've not even one time.
we've
I
always...
want Melissa to flag this first because this is a big deal, and I'm glad we're gonna bare our souls to you guys for a second.
We bust our ass. We get on the person's social media. So they start looking at news related anything on the internet that we can talk to the guest about.
One of us will start the conversation. One of us will be like, "Hey, what do you want to talk to Sean Finnerty about?" It was you today.
We deep dive interviews, recent interviews they did, and then go through and find little tidbits of what they talked about in other interviews.
Go back and watch you on the Tonight Show. Refresh myself with that. Make sure I know how to say your last name. Write a song about you.
And then Sean came in, and then we were like, "Hey, Sean, anything new you wanted to discuss?" He's like, "I'm getting my learner's permit." And we're like, "That's good. Couldn't find that anywhere." And then what else? I just got married last November. Oh my God, 2 good ones.
Got married in Argentina.
And I'm like, "Hey, could we have just asked the guests before
for 20 years
what they wanted to talk about?"
We realized is it the last day of September? Close. We realized 30 years into our career that we could just look at the person coming in and welcome them and say, "There's the bathroom. Make yourself at home. By the way, is there anything you'd like to talk about today?"
And then 3 things, and then you're done.
We've never done that.
We've wasted our lives.
We've wasted our lives.
I will say my social media deserves a little bit of credit for that because I give nothing away on there.
I was going to ask you,
private man.
You are a private person on social media. Like, it's like all your stand-up and social media. And social media is great, but there's nothing personal on there.
No, and do you know what it is? Part of that is as soon as I started making a living doing this, I was just like, oh, I don't need to put any time into this at all. Should I? Yes. Do I? No.
And
you know the Tom and Dan business method. How did you said that was secret.
And there is something to be said about social media. There's going to be lots of people that have gone their whole social media career, and by that I mean, like, you were already a professional when social media started, and then you were told, hey, you have to do social media, and then, okay, you do it, but half-ass. And there's a lot of people that do it full force, and at the end of their career, it's not going to matter that much.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right. No.
you're going to end up being like, oh, okay, I've wasted, if hours-wise,
Right.
compiled maybe, half a year of my entire life on social media, and
Yeah.
it didn't do really anything
No.
that you can quantify.
Yeah,
you know?
because sometimes like the whole following, this whole like new wave.
I don't even like that term.
I
because
don't
The
either.
term follower used to be like, oh my God, he's a follower. Like that guy's in the cult.
Right.
You know,
right,
like you're a bad
right.
person.
Yeah.
You know, look at
It
like
went
zombie.
Jesus, and then that dude in Texas, and
Yeah, Jesus was apparently the only good one that I know of.
But
Yeah.
you realize, yes, it can help people, and it probably is smart to have a social media following. It's good for business at a certain point, but really all that matters is what's on stage.
That's it.
Because
That's
who
it.
cares about your following if you're bombing on stage, you're not killing on stage. Like that should be 100% of
you
your
could ask
job.
Theo Von
Yeah.
about that
Yeah, yeah.
because apparently he's having some issues.
No, on stage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
apparently he bombed.
Oh, I did see. I read about this.
Yeah.
So they said he bombed at
and-
his special
And
taping.
this isn't shade or anything, but this is just what I'm hearing, okay?
Yeah.
Because, I've seen him be hilariously funny, and, I'm not a fan. He came in
Yeah.
here one day and was very kind to us, very low-key. I think he was super tired. But apparently he might be struggling with addiction again because it seemed like he was in a state where you couldn't finish punchlines. I'll put it like
Damn,
that.
Okay.
But sometimes you can't have it all. Like Joe Rogan, like obviously gigantic, successful podcast. At one time the biggest in the world.
Right.
And a lot of people do like his stand up. For me, it's not for me. It's not.
Yeah.
And to me, it seems like his stand up is not as good. Okay, you can't have it all. Who cares? Like you
I
already
think-
are one of
Yeah.
the most popular
You're doing-
influencers.
You're doing
Yeah.
fine.
The way that I look at guys like that is I really don't I don't trash other comedians because I think it's such a tough thing to do
Yeah.
that if you get any level of success in this, you've probably earned it in some respect.
Yeah,
You've-
yeah,
or
of
you've
course.
paid dues in some way
I
or
like
another.
that.
But the way that I look at like Rogan is a perfect example. You get $100 million off Spotify.
Yeah.
Your gig is you have this podcast, but you've always done stand up, so you also do stand up, which is gonna take priority. The thing that makes you $100 million, or also there's this, So
Yeah.
it's probably just priorities. I mean, Theo Von, same thing. He probably they make so much money without having to leave their house that you'd wonder if the drive is still there for the stand up in the same way, the same hunger like as there would be for like someone who's up and coming or someone who doesn't have $100 million deal. You know?
No, 100%.
Yeah.
And I think that if you are a
It's a good
killer,
point of view.
if you are a killer on stage, I think it's just
I
like
hate that term.
in any video game. Like you can't have all the speed and all the power.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like so.
Yeah.
Wizard needs
Or
food.
if you do, you're severely lacking in charisma.
Yeah,
One of them has to drop.
Yeah. You're
you
right.
can't have it all. So it's like I think really good stand-up performers, maybe not necessarily good at podcast hosting. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen someone do good at both of them.
Right.
As decent, like Joe Rogan, Theo Von, decent stand-up for sure, but
Yeah.
obviously a better podcast host because that's where people have
Flooded to
spoken.
them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they love their podcast. So it's like, okay, well, this is your area. You can't be a Dave Chappelle and a Rogan podcast host. It just
Right.
doesn't exist.
Yeah.
So back to getting your learner's permit. So you never had. When did you move to the United States?
I never knew that either. Every time you've been here, which is
Yeah.
I think we're on our fourth
Yeah.
maybe time, I had no idea that you were not driving.
Yeah, I know. I've Ubered every time.
So
Do you
how
ever
long?
dip your toe into Lyft, or are you Uber only? Are you loyal? Do you have loyalty?
Do you know what? I only use Uber, but I would not call it loyalty. I think I got accidentally put an old debit card on Lyft.
You're locked
and I
into
was
it.
just like, I can't be changing that.
That's
it.
Are
No,
you guys brothers? Because he did the opposite on Uber, and he's Lyft only now because he's locked out of his Uber.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We're different, but the same.
Oh my god!
I don't care. Listen, I don't care who picks me up. A murderer. If they had like a convicted criminal Uber, I'd take that.
Yeah.
Because I'm not I
That's actually a decent idea.
Like
you have to be a felon to drive.
Yeah. Like even like a convicted sex crime felon.
Oh my
I
god!
would.
You can't call it Uber Black though anymore.
You
'cause
did your time.
It's gonna be bad. People are gonna get offended.
You know what? I would take that too. And here's how I know
For a
I'd take
discount,
it.
you know.
I have given 2 different drivers 5-star ratings who got in crashes.
While you were in
funniest
the
thing
car.
I've ever heard.
One One, I completely forgot. One was the reason I was late to the welcome party of my own wedding. Because the driver in Argentina got in a crash. Yeah, he just like rear-ended someone, and then we were like 20 minutes into this, and I go, can I just give someone money to get out of this situation? We've got somewhere to be.
And they were like, yes, you can.
So you did international Uber. We've never done international. Or maybe you have. Have you done international Uber?
No.
Interesting.
We have. Yes, yeah. We did in Sweden.
And you can just use the same app, right?
Yeah.
How cool is that? I mean, not to just point out something that I don't know why I think that's cool, but it's cool that you have an app that you can get people to drive you around.
Anywhere in the world, as long as you have service. Yeah.
That's wild, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I know.
I'm a dumb old man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't take much to impress.
Well, it's so much easier to travel internationally now because you're familiar. Like,
speaking to my phone so I can see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, you want to kill me? Uh-oh.
Do you know what I just saw on the way here? First time ever seen it. I was on the Uber app on the way over here, and it said basically an option to record what's going on in the Uber for your peace of mind, for safety.
Really?
Yeah, I was like, I will never use that.
Also,
I could just voice record on my phone.
Yeah, and you could possibly record your own death.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Actually,
No,
hold on.
no,
I
I
bring
don't
that
want-
back around. I think that's cool.
No, going back to
I'm not saying I want to do it. I'm just saying it's definitely a cool option.
Well, going
it's
back-
better than not being able to record your
Right.
death.
listen, going back to a Dave Chappelle joke, I don't want to be screaming, please, they're begging for my life, and then they're playing it on the news, and then I'm like, I poop my pants.
Just try to stay quiet.
Right.
And then you're like, you can do anything to me, just don't kill me. Like, I don't need that on the news. So back to getting your learner's permit.
So, or not getting my learner's
Oh,
permit,
okay.
as the point is. So here's what happened. I moved here when I was 21. I'm now 36, so I've just Ubered my way through life. And
Wow.
yeah, and
15 years,
15
of
years
not having a car at all.
Right.
That's impressive,
And
man.
so I went to get my learner permit, and they do this quick eye test, right? So you put your face up to the screen, and she goes, "Okay, read the third row." And I read 4 letters, and she goes, "Okay, now read the other 4." And I went, "Ha, good one." Turns out there were 4 more letters, and I'm blind in my right eye.
And you had no idea until
So-
the DMV told you?
So here's the thing: is
That's
like,
a real man, by the way.
Has your body compensated to the point where you don't think you're blind?
No, so here's what it is, right? It's not like I've always known I had like poor vision in my right eye, but it's never been an issue for me because my eyes work fine as a pair. Like I wore glasses as a kid, and then one day I was like, I don't like these, so I just stopped wearing them.
Okay.
And then I've gone through life, been able to see fine, but just always kind of in the knowledge that I had alrighty, weak enough now.
Okay. Well, first off, you have not been seeing fine. because
the machine told us that.
I'm no doctor, but when the government DMV tells you that you can't see, that means it's real bad.
Yeah.
Because I can understand when like eyeglass the superstore, when they're trying to sell you glasses, the government is just literally like they don't even, the people that work there, they care less. They're just like, you failed the least standard of being able to drive.
I would imagine it's pretty wide open.
We tried to.
No, here's the thing. It's actually the thing you put your forehead up to read the letters. It is actually a pretty stringent test. So because here's the thing. Normally, with my right eye, if it was something like that, I would have seen letters. They just would have been too blurry to tell.
Okay.
But whatever this test was, I was just like, I saw nothing.
Oh,
There was
no.
nothing
That's
there.
real
God.
bad.
Yeah, that is real bad.
And so I have to go to the. I just went to the optometrist, and I'm waiting on glasses now.
Okay. And then are you going to go back?
Yeah, I'll go back with my little form filled
So
out.
what made you 15 years of Ubering around, and recently Crystal's car was in the shop, so I've been Ubering a lot, and every time that happens and I do Uber a lot, I lean towards enjoying it because I'm like,
it paces you down. It slows you down.
well, is not only slows you down, but I'm also like doing emails and stuff in the back of the Uber, and I'm like, man, I might be able to get.
What else are you doing? You got to knock it all out back there.
It's just like I'm able to get some stuff done while I'm riding. You know,
You're not
like,
Russell Wilson. You're working out in the back of the Uber. You got like little tiny weights. You're doing push-ups in the aisle of the plane.
I'm on my fantasy. I'm gambling.
Do you take phone calls?
Yeah, I'll take some.
I don't
phone
like
calls.
doing that. I don't like taking a call in an Uber. I don't like other people hearing anything that I have to say.
You know what?
I don't even say hi to the Uber man. I just get in like I can't speak.
You know what? I just got a call from my agent on the Uber over here, and I answered that, and I chatted to him for a couple of minutes, but I was like the whole time like trying to just okay, all right, yeah. This has to end, and then I hung up. And I just instinctively, because I also don't like talking in Ubers.
Yeah.
Instinctively, I just went, "Hey, sorry about that." And
That's what I would have done.
Yeah, he did not answer. So, so now I think this guy thinks I just ended a conversation with, "Hey, sorry about that," and just hung up.
Yeah,
No,
they don't care meaning drivers. So just whatever.
I'm paying for the right to talk on my phone, to fart
No,
in the
you
car.
can. No, you're allowed. I just don't like to do it. It's just not something I like to do. You
I-
can do anything you want to in there. You can masturbate in there for all I care.
No,
I
that's
don't
a
like
step
to
too
do it.
far.
I Uber to the airport quite a bit, obviously traveling, doing gigs on the road, and every time a lot of early flights. I always bring a LaCroix with me, like a seltzer water.
Yeah.
And I always ask when I get in, I'm like, "Hey, is it cool if I drink this in here?" And a lot of them are
Very
like,
polite.
a lot of them will be like, "Wow, thanks for asking."
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, well,
There's a lot of Toms out there. They just get in.
Hey,
I'm doing business. They don't care. They don't care.
Fantasy
You
football.
just drive up there. You're lucky to have a job. We just raised minimum wage. I don't know about that.
Yeah,
Let's go.
Sometimes I get in, I'll just start screaming. I'm like, yeah, the entire time. And I'm like, this
It's
is
my
my American right to scream.
I'm an American businessman, and if I want to scream my head off in my Uber going over to
Yeah,
Buffalo
yeah.
Wild Wings, I'm allowed to.
Which is why I never got a driver's license.
So now, but why now?
Why now?
Yeah. Like after,
Great question.
After all
And
these
there's-
years.
And there's a wonderful answer.
Okay.
The answer is, my wife said, "You're an adult. Get a driver's license."
Oh, come on.
Damn wife! I knew it.
Come on.
God, is the wife?
Argentine wife putting her foot down, never heard of
Do you
that.
know what? She didn't even really put her foot down. She has been hinting for years that, hey, maybe as a grown-up, you might
as
like
a grown-up, ouch.
or maybe, like there's a certain freedom to drive. I'm like, there's a freedom to Uber.
Tom just explained that to him.
Yeah.
And money-wise, you could make the argument that it is cheaper to Uber.
It's way cheaper. It
with
is way cheaper.
car insurance, car payment, car
Gas.
repairs,
Yeah,
gas.
we're overcard.
I've never,
in America. We know it.
I've never paid for any of that stuff in my life.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, you're talking $150 a month in
Yeah.
gas, $100
at
plus in insurance.
Yeah. At
and
least.
the car payments, you can't get a car for like
Registration.
damn near $500 a month.
Yeah.
I mean, they gone are the days. You
Yeah.
remember you used to be able to get a car payment for like $160.
Yeah.
Like when in the 90s, like
Oh,
my
my
friends are
God.
like, I got a $185 car payment. We're like, ooh, that's a.
I
can
remember
afford
I
that.
remember
$180.
I remember a friend that had, I think, less than that.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, it's nothing to sniff at, but
I
I
mean,
will say you probably go less places.
yes, yeah, which may be
Right.
good.
Which honestly,
Right.
good thing.
Yeah,
well,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I was discussing with you, our buddy Bustacker. Like, John Bustacker is the bike king of Orlando.
Yeah.
He and Brendan both. Shout out Orlando Shine Show. They bike a lot, and I think it's cool. Like, I hopefully Maisie, my daughter, has expressed interest in doing more biking when she gets a
Right.
little bit older. She's going to be biking to school eventually. I mean, I'd love to see myself doing that because I mean, like, if you can save money just biking around and you can still go grocery shop, you can still go to the pub, you can still, do
Yeah.
whatever you want. That's awesome.
Well, I mean, at a certain point, it's not even really about saving the money and like a money issue. Is more about like, hey, how how many? If you're gonna go somewhere, you really have to think: is it important for me to go there? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
Like,
right.
is it worth it? Like sometimes I'll get
How
my
it
truck.
used to be, right?
Yeah, just drive around aimlessly. So like, oh, I'll go to the store.
Yeah, you
know.
take a drive when you're mad. I don't think
Yeah.
cowboys, that had a wagon, I don't think that when they were mad at their old lady, that they just go hitch up the horses and start riding around and chill out,
So
wasn't a thing.
So once you do get your driver's license, then you have to buy a car.
Yeah.
So then now what How are we gonna get a car? Facebook Marketplace.
I'd say step one will be I'll just get insured on the wife's car.
Okay. Start borrowing.
I'd imagine I'm not a very possession-oriented person. You know what I mean? So I'd imagine what will happen was eventually she'll get a new car and I'll just take.
And what if? Let's make this science fiction. And what if you start Ubering and you become Uber?
Ooh.
Because you've been Ubering for so long, and then you start Ubering, and then you just sucked into the system. You just become you're Uber man.
Damn it, they got me.
Yeah, have you ever thought about it? You could Uber. You could drive people on your way to do comedy.
Oh, listen, man, I have thought so much about. I'm a big side hustle guy.
Okay.
You know, I genuinely have this dream of like just going house to house picking up dog crap. I really.
The dog food business.
That's a big business, man.
Man,
they're in this neighborhood.
You know what? If I just had my like 30 houses, right, and I could just go and just pick up dog crap for the week.
You just hit each one.
Yeah.
I mean, you know exactly.
Yeah.
It's literally you know exactly what you have to do.
It's so funny. Like some people would look down on that. That is my dream. I travel so much doing comedy that it would be so nice to be home a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just have like a paper route, but for dog crap.
Yeah. That's a real thing, and they're in this neighborhood somewhere. You know, we had them on the show.
And that's a good passive bullying to the people that actually pick up dog crap for a living. I like doing that, by the way. Whereas like you have a job like professional podcaster, you're like, if I only pressure washed for a living, and the pressure washers are hearing this, and like you MF.
Yeah.
Because they're for sure like, I'll do anything but this. I hate my job.
I get
because
it.
you know the grass is always greener, and that's
Of course.
And that's the thing. Like you're a professional stand-up comedian. We do it all the time. We're like, man. If I only had some, this job,
right,
and then the people hearing that are like, "Are you joking?
Yeah,
This is
you
horrible."
work. Yeah, they're like, you work 4 hours a month.
Like remembering
I'd kill to just go on stage for a living,
or just remembering what it's like to just leave
Yeah.
instead of locking up. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like there is
yeah.
a total difference in owning this and like locking up and leaving, and then God, you just grab your backpack and walk out the door.
I know.
Oh, what a feeling.
I know. And then you get a call from your boss like, hey, you were still meant to lock.
So speaking of money, I know that's the last thing we'll talk to you about. Daniel told me about this Saudi Arabian comedy festival that's been stirring up a lot of comedian
The
hate.
Riyadh Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
It's huge.
And so the Riyadh Comedy Festival.
You want the names?
In Saudi Arabia. Yeah, give us all the names.
Okay.
Because other comedians have.
Oh, real quick, I actually turned this down. Preemptively in my mind. And they got the message, thankfully.
Yeah. You're standing up, Sean.
It's a lot of people. You got Mo Amara, or Aziz Ansari, Wayne Brady, Hannibal Buress, Bill Burr. That's the big one that everybody's kind of really like, whoa.
Bill Burr?
Well,
Yeah, Bill Burr.
Yeah.
Or Dave Chappelle and Kevin Hart.
Louis C.K.
Jimmy Carr, Dave Chappelle, Louis C.K., but,
Louis C.K. is like, I don't care about the hate.
Yeah, I mean, he's already hated.
It's not going to hurt my reputation.
There's some weird, like Whitney Cummings. Why? Pete Davidson, your dad died in 9/11, dude.
Honestly,
That's
as
weird.
well on Louis, like that's probably the best place for him to perform.
Sure,
because,
yeah.
The women are
Yeah.
very dressed.
Chris Stefano.
Di Stefano,
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Di Stefano. Omid, I can't pronounce that guy's last name. I mean, it goes through
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, Gabriel Iglesias, the biggest one, Jim Jeffries. Some on here that were like, what? Maj Jabroni, that's another one I didn't expect to be on there.
Yeah,
Joe Coy, Bobby Lee.
Yeah, some of the biggest comedians, and then
Yeah.
and David Cross and
Mark Maron, and a bunch of others
Spoke out
who
about it.
are kind of speaking out.
Let's be
now.
clear, they spoke out about it. We're
Yeah.
not just throwing them on the list like
No,
No,
They
they
spoke out
spoke
about-
out. They spoke out.
So then, I'm curious of your opinion, Sean, because when I see stories like this, like it's hard for me to even have an opinion because I'm like, hey, do what you want. I mean, you were offered the money, and like even Shane Gillis, who's not involved, did say in a statement which I thought was good. He's like, hey, you keep offering me money, there will be a price that I will take it.
Yeah.
You're going
But
to get to
for
a
your-
number where I'm going to say yes, and I don't want to do that to just stop.
Yeah.
And so,
Which I'm like,
and
that's a
honest.
really good
Yeah.
answer, man.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you're able to tell the truth, but not do it.
Yeah, nobody like. There are very few people out there that there isn't a number. You know what I mean?
That's an honest answer.
And here's what I'll say. I think there's a couple of different ways to look at it. The way that I would look at it is everyone else has taken the money, right?
Yeah.
So it all depends on how you view stand-up comedy. If you view stand-up comedians as some people the truth tellers, you know what I mean? There are people who have this view of like modern day philosophers. You know?
Okay.
If you view comedy like that, then you're like, I can't believe these guys are taking the money. If you view comedians as jesters, you're like, oh, the jester got paid, the clown got his money. You know what I mean?
Then you don't care.
So it really does depend on how you view it. Because if you look at like, okay, the UFC. They're always in Saudi Arabia. WWE, WrestleMania is going to be in Riyadh.
2 years.
How long until we see? Have we seen an NFL game over there? Maybe not, but I mean, would anyone be shocked? Like Live Golf, everyone is taking the money. So the Saudi Premier League, soccer league. Some of the best soccer players in the world are playing in Saudi Arabia right now. So like, it all depends on where you draw the line about who gets to take the money and who doesn't. Plus, let's not even get into governments and backdoor deals and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. You start tracking the money back long enough. You can find things, evil things, or things that you don't agree with.
Right.
It just depends on how far you go back. What it's like. It's really, and then I'm sure all these comedians did that math. Like they are their own business. They're like, hey, how much is this going to hurt me versus how much is going to help me? Is this going to be a non-point 2 weeks from now? Yes. And then they know it.
Right.
Well, that's
like,
what you
no
said
one
that,
cares.
that I didn't think about, because you think about this and you're like, oh man, you don't want some of your favorite comedians to do this. But also Tom's talking this morning and we're talking about it a little bit, and you realize that the daily churn of stories is so fast and so rapid that it's not even, like, we'll see, and it's gonna not be a blip. And
in 2027, no one's gonna be like, can't believe Chappelle did Riyadh.
I mean,
I'm so mad about it still. Yelling in my Uber.
just screaming. But you're driving it. But you're driving it. That's the twist. That's the twist.
My passenger is scared.
You're the passenger, Tom. You're in the back of Sean Finnerty's
Her
Uber.
boat yelling.
So Sean Finnerty is going to be...
I just want to pick up dog crap.
Give him his dream, folks.
Just Call Mo Comedy Jam, October 2nd, this Thursday. Daniel and I are going to be out there. A ton of radio people are going to be out there.
Yeah, man. It's always a good time.
All for a great cause, all for Yellow Brick Road Foundation. Huge thanks to JustCallMo.com and Mo DeWitt for putting these events on, and they're super entertaining, and it's, a list of great comedians. We've had them all on the show.
Yeah, man.
And Sean, thank you so much for coming.
Appreciate the time,
pleasure.
man.
I love coming and hanging with you guys.
Thank you for being here, guys. We will be right back.
Welcome back to A Corporate Time. Sean Finnerty is still here, hanging out, waiting for his Uber.
Yeah.
So we figured instead of him waiting in the lobby, we just wait on the show with us.
This is a new segment we'd like to call Waiting on an Uber.
Because you're blind in one eye.
All right, let's go with, oh my God. Let's go with this one right here.
I don't watch a lot of network TV anymore, but I found myself watching America's Got Talent, and they had a mini segment with the hosts, showing them up close, and good God, have you seen what Simon Cowell looks like lately? I mean, God, man, just grow old. He looks weird. Anyways.
Yeah, he does look a bit like a Chucky doll these days.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, but the man is 60 years old. You see him? He looks awesome for 60. But people say,
do you know what he looks? He looks like Jeff Dunham should have his hand up his arse.
How old is
he
has a puppet head on him.
He does look a little puppety.
Oh, how old is Simon
I just
Cowell?
think he's late 50s. You're 60 in him, and I don't know if he's 60.
No, he's been around a while. I could see 60s.
Yeah, I guess like early 60s, 63, 62, 63. Somebody's going to throw in the chat room before you can get it to bed.
65 years old.
Oh, wow. Okay, so he's coming in for a landing.
Yeah, so
I guess it's working because you thought he was in his 50s.
Yeah, late, I said late 50s.
Yeah.
But here's the thing I will say. Late 50s with plastic surgery. I mean, the guy definitely looks like he's had work
Of course,
done.
yeah.
It's never. Do you know what it is? It's always the mouth. It's always where you just go, this wouldn't be a big deal if you could just still have facial expressions.
Yeah.
If you could, if your smile looked normal, you'd get away with
Well,
this.
who's done it right?
That's a good question.
Okay, so
Pamela Anderson.
Yeah.
No work, aged gracefully.
Yeah, but she's doing this thing now that's so empowering where she wears no makeup.
Yeah.
And
It's great.
And she's so confident
great?
about it. I know you want to say that. I know you want to say that. And to me, I look at her and I agree. It's not the Pamela Anderson that, as a teen boy,
Nor
I
should it
lusted
be.
after. But that's not what she's going for.
Yeah.
So I mean, to her and other women, it's super confident.
Listen, I'm always fine with whatever people want to do, and but I will say,
Not me. You don't get to do that. What are you doing over there? Stop doing that.
Hey, you, put some makeup on. What do you think this is?
And you're also watching on TV, which is if you see these people. Okay, the most impressive person I saw in real life that's had a lot of work
I know
done,
what you're gonna say.
was Mark McGrath. So
from the band Sugar Ray.
So I saw Mark McGrath in person in a meet and greet, and
In Ivanhoe.
It was 4 years ago.
Hullabaloo.
And he's older, and he's got a lot of work done. And when I saw him in person, it blew my effing mind how good he looked for his age. And I was like, and it didn't look weird at all. I was like, God, this guy looks incredible. Like, and
It's like
so
you ever
I don't know,
wear-
that's what you're paying for.
You ever worn a pair of sunglasses that are polarized, and then you're trying to change the radio station in your car, and you can't see it because of polarization?
Yeah.
There was a time when that was like a thing in cars.
Okay.
I think TV cameras, there's something about the television camera that makes, when we see people with plastic surgery, they look different, because I think you're kind of right. Any person I've seen that's had work done in front of me, it's like it's more forgivable in human eyesight than it is on TV, if that makes sense.
Right.
I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
I'm not articulating that
So you
correctly.
think they look better in person
They
than they
do.
Okay.
Mark McGrath does. Like, when you see
Yeah.
him on, like, Hollywood Squares or something, you're like, okay. But when you see him in real life, you're kind of like,
Yes.
that looks better.
Right.
I think it's your brain because your brain is lazy. We do this with
Filling in the gaps.
We do this with our significant others too. Like, you will always see your partner as younger than they are, especially if you've been with them for a while,
Not me.
because your brain is seeing their younger version of themselves and not their 45-year-old.
Your
version
brain
of
is
themselves.
questing for what it wants. It doesn't want this saggy old lady. It wants a delicious young babe.
But also, like, it's putting that younger features that you grew up with in, and it's kind of diluting it where it's skewing
It's
younger.
the original AI.
Yeah, and so it's fine. I mean,
I don't know why, but the phrase "grew up with" felt out of place.
well, I'm describing my own wife. goddammit.
What I meant was the lady I remember from my 20s. Not.
So
It's tap dancer on this topic.
yeah, and then other people, like other men at 65, look a lot older than Simon Cowell if they didn't have plastic surgery, and you'd probably be criticizing them if they, it's like, man, look how old this guy looks. If Simon Cowell knows plastic surgery, you'd be like, he looks so old. You might as well do it.
But
for
I don't
yourself.
do that to old people, though. I don't. I don't
The
look.
public does.
I don't look at people that age and be like, holy crap, what the hell happened to that guy?
Yeah,
The public does.
Maybe, yes. Maybe to celebrities who are in the public eye, one day someone ages dramatically, and you go, "Wow, that's a change up." But my big takeaway from this is your camera theory is interesting. Why isn't plastic surgery better? Doesn't it feel as though we've gotten to a point where it should be like, oh,
It's better now. So in 40 years from now, everybody will look way better. Simon Cowell started plastic surgery 20 years ago.
he started too young?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So like now, modern day technology, a lot.
So he's still got silver fillings of plastic surgery, is what you're saying.
But there's no fixing it?
So, no, because
I think it's like I don't think you can move around skin endlessly. I think you get to a point where you lose the elasticity. It's almost like tattoos. I've been told that there's only a certain amount of work you can do on my arms to a point where they're like,
Ironically, that's what they told me about my eye. They said, "Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, no, you can't get LASIK, nothing like that. No, you should have been wearing a patch as a kid.
kid patch.
You should have been a little Irish pirate."
What? They told you that?
Yeah, the lady. Yeah, when I went to the optometrist, she was like, "Hey, if you wore a patch as a kid to try and strengthen the eye, it might have improved it. It would have improved it, but
too late.
because you've just let your left eye be like, nah, don't worry, I got this for 30 years. Now you just got a bum eye.
Yeah, I think that's what my son has because he had to wear a patch during his eye therapy.
Yeah.
To strengthen the one eye,
Yeah.
and then to make it because your one eye compensates for the
So
other.
wait a minute, are you bragging that you did what Sean should have done? Are you saying I did
Well,
this? Like
and
you're saying that I put a patch on my son to strengthen his eye, which is what Sean was telling you, pouring his heart out. that
Which, if
he-
you think about it, is another case for you know what? Just like plastic surgery, things have gotten better nowadays because he actually did the thing.
Well, it was like 3 days or something, right? Or how long was it that he had to wear it?
it was just during
His exercises.
exercises. That's how to do
that
it.
eye's not going to be strong enough. He's going to be like me.
Yeah. Well, I know because
He
we
loves
didn't,
Uber, too.
we didn't do the GD exercises, Sean.
Let me tell you, let get around. Old Shawnee One Eye is going to tell you a tale.
Your son's going to grow up to be a very successful Irish comedian.
And also in the late 90s in Ireland, bigger problems than Sean's eye.
Yeah.
They were just like, I don't know. They grew up.
No, your time frame is pretty solid there. I would say, I think 1996, 97 was when the Oma bombing happened.
Okay. all right,
I grew up an hour from the north.
Really?
Yeah, I grew up in the Republic, but I was an hour from the border.
Holy smokes.
So
Yeah.
you saw some stuff.
Yeah.
Not really.
Well,
never went.
But it's around there is what I
Yeah,
mean. Like,
yeah.
what I mean is it's in the air. You got to feel it, right?
Of course, yeah. And it's funny. I had been to the north a few times, but never been to Belfast until I was 32.
Really?
And what happened? And I was living in America at the time, and I got booked to work a cruise ship, to perform on a cruise ship that was going to Belfast. So I had to move to America to get a job to fly back to finally see Belfast as an adult. Yeah.
That's
Wow.
wild, man.
And so, during that time and when you were growing up in that environment, do you have any memories of this is not safe to go here or stay away from here?
I'll
Or
tell
there's
you-
tension?
The one memory that always stands out to me, and it was around the Oma bombing. I must have been like 7 at the time.
Yeah.
And it was a Saturday, and I was just at home alone, and there was, for some reason, watching golf. A 7-year-old kid just watching golf.
It wasn't live golf either.
No. Actually, there is probably a good reason for this. Is because I grew up with 7 TV channels, and
Right.
I loved sports, and that was the only sport on. So
Yeah, I had 3 channels. We watched a lot of golf.
Yeah, so-
NASCAR too.
yeah, so 7 years old watching golf, and I just remember red writing flashing up at the bottom of the screen saying a bomb has gone off in Oma, Tyrone. And it ended up, I think it was 28 people died in that.
Wow.
And that was the last. After that, there was the Good Friday Agreement, the peace treaty and all that. Clinton was heavily involved in that. Bill. and that was kind of my main memory of it. Yeah.
Wowie.
It's always interesting to me with someone that grows up in any area of instability and where just there's things as a kid, because when you're a kid you don't know any different. And
You're still doing kid stuff.
Yeah.
So you're trying to find something to do on a Saturday.
Yeah.
You're like, golf's okay. And you're probably laying there looking at a magazine while it's on or something.
Yeah. It's always so weird to see kids playing in the streets of a war-torn country.
Yeah.
Right.
Where it's they're still innocent playing
Yeah.
Well, I don't care who you're bombing. I'm playing soccer.
But then there's there's killing and crazy things
Right,
going on.
they're kicking a ball around and there's a
Gotta
flash
do it.
grenade and
Yeah.
I
And
got to
then-
get this energy out, man. I'm
Yeah.
going outside.
And also, you're fearless because you don't even know what to be afraid of.
It's a
because
beautiful
your
ignorance,
reality.
right?
Yeah.
Beautiful
It's crazy to
ignorance
me.
and running around.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And your parents just kind of shielding you from it and protecting you from something so sinister and terrible.
Yeah. All right, good way to end.
Yeah.
it.
That's great job.
I do
You know, we should have not talked about that.
Welcome back to War-Torn Children with Tom and Dan. I'm your host.
We ended so well last segment.
every other part of this was so delightfully.
Every week we're gonna bring in a new. Every week we bring in a new comedian that grew up in a war-torn country, and we interview him about his childhood war memories.
War stories. stories.
We had the funny
Childhood war stories. It's not war stories. It's childhood war stories.
We had the
Hold me closer, awkward banter.
learning permit, the wedding. It was so good.
This is what happens when you don't ask for 4 things.
Yeah.
We ran out. We're like, oh, God, war torn. Tell us about the bombings.
Wow,
How many people killed?
We really nailed that first segment.
Somehow, I think this made the best of, though, because it's pretty good.
Can't win them all. All right, Sean, I appreciate it. Again, Just Call Mo Comedy Jam on Thursday.
Yep.
Come
Go
out.
see this guy. Go support local comedy and do something very good for charity.
Yeah, come hang out with us, and we'll see you tomorrow.